just watched it and I was just kind of like, you know what? I don't see it at all. Why did we see it? Like, I just don't see it, especially and I still haven't seen X-Men 97, but I've seen some clips of Gambit in that. And like, he doesn't look like Channing Tatum.
No.
Yeah.
I really don't know why they. I mean, is he like from Louisiana or something? Or?
I think he really advocated for it for himself. Even I think he was even saying like, I have a really good, Louisiana accent, and like,
well, hopefully it was better than what he did in the show.
Oh, I'm sure it would have been, but it was just really funny to see that get played up for laughs. I think that was one of the best running jokes that they had. I think bringing back Wesley Snipes for Blade was probably one of the better cameo choices that they had for like a more serious cameo. My only gripe. Where's his sword? Where's the fucking sword?
Yeah, he didn't have a sword.
Why did you not have the sword?
Well, he had a sword when
did they not afford the sword?
He had a sword in the fight.
Where?
He had it. It didn't look like a katana, but he had a sword. It
wasn't his sword.
Well, yeah, you're right. He picked it up.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't have his sword. Where's his sword?
Maybe he lost it in the void.
I don't think when you get zapped and materialized or whatever, pruned, you get to keep the things that you have in your hand, right?
I think it depends. I think it depends on the writers writing stuff in.
Yeah, they could have wrote it in. They could have. Yeah. That could have been one of those things where like we don't need to question it. Just get like it's like what would be a good example? It'd be like no, that's not a good example. I'm trying to think of a good
like
one.
Cap without a shield.
No, that's not even a good one either, because it's like, yeah, the Cap with the shield is iconic, but Cap is like so capable without the shield.
That's fair.
The shield, like he almost doesn't really do that much with the shield outside of novelty. I know that's like really kind of like like not giving the shield its proper due, but let's be real, like every time you see him do something of note with the shield in any of the Marvel movies, it's usually and maybe novelty is not the word, but it's like a moment that is clearly scripted for him to use the shield. Most of the time when he's fighting, he usually either it's on his back, he's using it to block, or he just throws it and then it's gone somewhere. Yeah. And like he's got to get it again eventually, kind of thing. It's like the shield's not the most important thing. It kind of was just the symbol. And I was gonna say Iron Man and tell him without his suit, but then you think about Iron Man 3, and that man didn't really have a suit for most of that movie, and he was pretty freaking capable. Not as capable as normal, but he would find a way to probably build a suit, and that'd be marked like 77 or something like that. But I can't think of a good example of just like you gotta have the person with their iconic thing. And like, not to say that Blade isn't capable without his sword, because he is, but like I feel like he doesn't have a lot of gadgetry. He doesn't have a lot of like flair, like with other things, and he's not like superhuman strong, I don't think. He might be strong.
He's part vampire, so he's probably got a little bit of strength in him.
Yeah, but I think if we're going like scale wise, I feel like he's probably maybe just super soldier strong.
Yeah,
maybe
probably probably a little less, maybe a little around.
Yeah, I think around super soldier level. But like he needs like the sword. Like you need the sword. The sword is you. You are he has the sword. He needs the sword. That's my gripe. We can get back to it, but I like X-23. I don't like calling her that. Because I feel like
it is X-23, not X2. Anyway.
No, you're fine. I don't like calling her that mainly because she doesn't have like the feet guys. And not just that, but I just feel like
I think she did.
Maybe she did.
I think she did for like a split second. And I don't think they emphasized on that much.
Okay. So we'll scratch the feet guys. It's not even really why I don't like calling her that. I don't like calling her that mainly because in the Logan movie, she's not really. That's not really like what she's referred to as, and we don't really know her as that. We know her as Laura, because like that movie is kind of more so about giving these people a name and a purpose. Like we're looking at them as people and not numbers or an experiment. Which X-23 is just like Logan's name. Which what was his? It was the
X10,
X10 or something like that. Yeah, like that's his name. Excuse me, but we don't call him that. You know, we call him Logan, we call him
Yeah.
Wolverine. That's his name. So that's why I think it's kind of interesting that a lot of people have kind of gone to just really referring to her as X-23 when like we really only know this character, this version as Laura. So I like calling her Laura. I like her a lot though. I loved Daphne Keane. I love her as Laura. I wish we could have even more of her as that character. I wish we'd have more of her in Hollywood in general. If you guys haven't seen His Dark Materials, watch that show. So good. She's amazing in it. And then my one gripe though. I have a gripe. My one gripe. You ready for my gripe?
All right.
My one gripe.
Sure.
You ready?
Take it.
All right. That's my one gripe is that basically I don't like the fact that they showed her in the final trailer. I don't like that. I felt like that was their biggest like bomb, like real cameo, you know, like whereas having Channing Tatum as Gambit, who we've never seen before, it's not a real cameo. It's just kind of like a joke cameo. I feel like Daphne Keane as Laura was their real emotional weight bomb because of what that character represented. And this is the first time we have seen, and maybe the last time we will get to see her interact with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, even though it's not the same. And I remember seeing the trailer and having that, like hype moment. But I really feel like that should have been reserved for the theater.
That's fair.
You know, because imagine like if you had no clue. And you're thinking like, oh, you know, some of these are fun little cameos. This is fun. This is great. And then Daphne Keane pops out with the whole like turning of the head. They're flipping her hair. You know, you were never that guy. You'd be like, oh my God, no, we got Daphne Keane. Like you'd be so hyped. And I feel like that hypeness you would get to ride out for the like that last act of the movie because she doesn't really show up till kind of like. I think like Act 2, like towards the end of Act 2, really, you know. So that was my one gripe with that cameo. Jennifer Garner as Elektra is great.
Yeah, she was so good.